Hello, how are you? Did you have a good day today? Did you do everything you planned? Okay, can you remember the detail of the day? The more detail you remember, the better for you. Thank you. Today we're going to start lesson 7. And first, we're going to read the new words, then practicing them, read the text, answer the question, and retell the text. After that, I'm going to explain you the usage of past perfect and past perfect continuous. Thank you. Now, let's get down to the new block of words. Read, listen, and repeat. That's it. Rank. To rank among the best. Salmon. Moose. Disaster. Junior. Edward Smith Jr. Genius. Qualified. Qualified for a post, for an office, for the kind of work. Fully qualified. Qualified engineer. Qualified teacher. Superstition. Are you a superstitious person? Do you believe in superstition? Flatter. You flatter me. I feel flattered by your invitation. Notice. At short notice. Give somebody a month, a week's notice. Give in one's notice. Kid. No kidding. I thought he was kidding at first. Thank you. Now I read you in Russian, you translate into English. Это как раз то, что нам надо. Относиться к какой-либо категории. Лосось, семга. Мус. Бедствие, несчастье. Младший из двух лиц. Одаренность, гениальность. Гениальный человек. Шекспир был поистине гением. Подходящий, имеющий необходимые данные. Подходящий для какого-то места, для какой-либо должности. Компетентный. Компетентный врач. Высококвалифицированный инженер. Дипломированный педагог. Суеверие, предрассудок. Льстить. Вы мне льстите. Мне лестно получить ваше приглашение. Извещение, уведомление, предупреждение. Официальное извещение. Тотчас же, незамедлительно, по первому требованию. Предупреждение о расторжении контракта. Предупредить кого-то за месяц об увольнении или за неделю. Подать заявление об уходе с работы. Подшучивать. Серьезно? Без обмана? Одурачивать. Сперва я подумал, что он меня дурачит. Thank you. Now let's get down to the text. But the very next time, I hope you will be ready with this new words, and using my Russian reading, you'll write a dictation. Thank you. Now let's get down to the text. Okay. So, have you ever been anywhere abroad in the country? How do you usually spend their time? Can you remember the detail you're being out of town? Thank you. Now I'd like you to read you a story, A Day in the Country. First listen and try to catch what is the mainly text about. Today most people have a job of some kind, and their only free time is at the weekends. What do people do with this time? Let's take the Barclay family, for example. James Barclay works in one of Britain's large cities. He's in his middle 40s. His wife is a secretary, and they have 2 children. One is 10, the other is 13. They have an old car, and about once a month they are able to get out into the country. We talked to Jennifer, the eldest daughter. We don't go out a lot, but sometimes we go to a place in the country which Mom and Dad know. I think they knew it when they were, younger. It is got a lake, a well-pond really, and trees. The dog likes it. He can run around and nobody really minds. It's a very quiet place. Dad doesn't do very much. Often he just sleeps. Mom talks to the dog. Once, early this spring, Mom and Dad stopped at a pub for a drink. Dad didn't want to stop because he said it was too expensive, but we stopped anyway, and Mom and Dad went inside. Sharon and I stayed in the garden with the dog. Anyway, I think Mom drank a bit too much. Dad didn't. He's too frightened of the police. Drinking and driving. Anyway, we were driving down this road and we were stopped by the police. The policeman asked Dad to blow into the bag, but he was really nervous and he couldn't do it. He's never been stopped by the police before. Sharon and I were laughing in the back seat, but Mom was furious. "Give me that bag," she shouted at Dad. She took it from him and blew into it herself. "See?" she said to Dad. "Like that." The policeman looked at the bag and then, Mom, he said, "I can see you had a few drinks, madam. It's like you are not driving." Okay, now I'd like you to make some question on this text. I offer you to do question to some sentences. They have an old car. General question. Alternative question. Tag question. And special question. What, where, and who. Thank you. Now I'd like you to retell this text. Thank you. Now I'd like you to remember, do you often go to the country? What was your last picnic like? Please try to remember in detail. The weather, the nature, the surroundings, how many persons were there, what did you do? How do you generally spend your weekends? What about the members of your family? Thank you. Now, I'd like you to I'd like you to take a pen and a pencil or a sheet of paper and put down the rule past perfect. Past perfect we used first the action which has happened before another action. Действие, которое произошло раньше другого действия. Например, when my father came, the children had already slept. Когда пришел папа, дети уже уснули. Дети уже уснули, они уснули раньше, чем пришел папа. Показать эту разницу используется past perfect. Past perfect had plus the verb 3 or participle 2. Or if it is regular verb, you ed, endings ed. Past perfect used in the indirect speech when the action happened before the action in the main sentence. Now, it's mainly the one and most important rule to use past perfect. Past perfect continuous we use to show that action in duration, the action which was in progress before another action for a long period of time. For instance, when my father came, I had been doing my homework for 3 hours. Usually we mention the time during which we use the present past perfect continuous to show the duration, to emphasize the duration. The words makers such as by, before, when we use with past perfect show that action happened before another action or period of time. For instance, by 10 o'clock I had already done all my home task. It's past perfect, the action happened. It finished by 10 o'clock. Past perfect continuous usually used to show the duration. By 10 o'clock I had been doing my homework for 2 hours. К 10 часам я уже делал свое домашнее задание в течение 10 часов. Автор указывает на продолжительность действия. Now I'd like you to do exercise 3. She wondered if they had found her jewelry and rather hoped they had. The jewelry had been given her by her husband, who had died some years before. Since his death, she didn't have the heart to wear it, yet she didn't like to sell it. Now it seemed that fate took the matter out of her hands, and certainly in the insurance money would come in handy. 84. I put the 5-note pound into one of my books, but next day it took me ages to find it because I had forgotten which book I had put it into. Such way you should do these exercises, and I'm going to give you a key to check whether you right or not. Thank you. Now you have got exercise 4. And exercise 4 is for advanced students, which you can check your ability how to use present continuous or present simple. Now I'd like you to have a look at the bottom of the lesson, and you can see the usage of preposition. Do it at home. It's your home task. So your home task is to learn these words, learn the grammar, and do all these exercises. Revise the phrasal verb, and next time we'll meet the same time. Bye. Thank you for attention.